Hi guys, Belle here with a flip through of a new journal. This is the third time I've tried to film this video, so fingers crossed that this time's third time's a charm, as they say. So two things first. Firstly, I have reached 100 subscribers and I cannot tell you how thrilled I am, how excited I am by that. And I just wanted to say a huge heartfelt thank you to all my old subscribers and new. Your support, all of your support, means the world to me. So thank you so much for that. And secondly, just before Christmas, I became part of a design team. I'm now on Release the Craftins design team, which is very exciting, and I am so happy to be on her design team. I have loved her digital kits for since she started creating them, and she makes stunning kits that are just a little bit different from a lot of the kits you see out there. So this is my first design team project. This is my February design team project, and this is Delphine, and the kit I'm working with is Release the Craftins Growth and Decay kit, which is a huge kit. I mean, oh my gosh, you get so much in there. And it is nature themed, and it explores how nature changes throughout the cycle of a year. So Delphine is, the story of Delphine is that I see Delphine, firstly, it's the name of the journal, but also as, one of those women that lived on the edge of the woods. Some people might have called her a wise woman. Some people call her a witch. And she lives in harmony with nature. She knows where to get all the plants and the trees and what all their qualities are and how they can help people. And people come from all over to get help, find a remedy. So that is Delphine. And I decided to make it a soft cover journal because I thought if Delphine's out walking in the woods, she needs something soft to carry, and also she can, use it as a pillow if she's feeling a bit tired and just wants to look up at the clouds or whatever. So it's a complete soft cover journal. It's got wadding in between the fabrics so that it's got like a nice soft feel to it. And because of the nature of me making it so that it kind of has a flip cover so that hopefully it can grow. And again, I thought Delphine might want her journal to be kept a bit securer on her travels. It was really difficult to actually decorate the front in a way that I felt worked. So on the front instead, you have this bag that's completely detachable. It's on a little bulb pin. And I've hand decorated it with these flowers and a little mushroom. And this is the bag Delphine carries her little herbs and tinctures in when she's out and about, either collecting or visiting someone who needs her help. And in here, I've actually got a little bottle of dried chamomile, and it is dried chamomile flowers. And there is also a little bottle of dried rowan berries. You see that? The sun has literally just gone behind a huge grey cloud. Both of the bottles I've actually secured the tops so they don't come off, just for, safety's sake. But that is her little bag and gives a bit of decoration to the front. So if we open Delphine up, you can see it's completely fabric. We've got this kind of antique fabric on the front, and then this gorgeous green with that's got like flowers and fruits, and then there's this like an olive green lace as well, and then inside you've got this sort of more cream fabric with all the flowers, and they look a bit like vines and things. I'll try and get this all in shot. So there's a large pocket that runs all the way, because I thought Delphine would stick things in there and maybe has some pens or pencils in there for her travels and writing her journals in her journal. So there's 2 signatures in this book, and I think, I don't know exactly, but there's probably about 180 sides. So, about 20 pages per journal, about 180 sides. The first journal I decided to call Growth. And if we just look on the side quickly, you see all that fabric, and there's some beads and a few charms. And I've tried to do it so that it goes from greens, you know, lighter greens, into slightly darker, into reds and oranges, the odd grey. There's some black in there, browns, and then it goes back to a beautiful rich green to kind of complement the theme. And so the first journal is called Growth because it's growth and decay. And this kit, like I said, is huge and it is beautiful. So on the inside pocket, we have a little pocket here. And it has her name tag, which all my journals have their little name tag. And then this little like booklet thing cover comes with the kit. So I have turned it into a booklet because it worked perfectly. That I've used lots of vintage paper in this, some vintage music paper, piano like paper. It's this stuff that is on backs of lots of the tags, lots of stamping, stenciling, lots of vellum, mushrooms and butterflies, lots of different types of paper and book pages and things, just to give it a huge variety, because I would have thought that Delphine would have picked things up as she's traveling, and you know. So there's also a couple of these tags in here that I've made. These are actual dried flowers in here. So there's one in Growth, and then there's another in Decay, which is the second signature, little cross-stitch butterfly of mine. There's lots of these little bits about flowers and trees, and they're all from vintage books as well. Doilies. There's 4 of these little epoxy stickers that actually have dried flowers within them as well throughout both signatures. So yep, this is a envelope that flips out, and this is vintage book page, and then I've used some of the papers in the kit to actually collage it, and then I used one of the pages in the kit to actually turn into this large tag with plenty of journaling space. So as with a lot of my journals, there's lots of journaling space in here. More vintage book page. Some of these pages are from books from the 1900s and some are from like the 1940s. There's a large tuck spot there, one of the pages in the book, and just a journaling card in there. I'm so sorry if you can hear noise outside. For some reason someone started shouting. Envelope. Some of the envelopes and that do not have things in them just because this was getting to be super chunky. Another vintage book page, actually all about herbs and how they can be used and what planets they belong to. So these are the herbs ruled by Venus. A little flip with some little pad of different papers under there. Little mushroom journaling card. Almost all the journaling cards can be written on the back, some vintage music paper, unless you can write on the front. So the kit also includes 4 of these journaling cards that are actually photographs that Priscilla has taken and has turned into part of this kit, which is beautiful. There's also 4 of these little fabric clusters throughout. And in here we have like a little scrap pad of paper. Little medal embellishment there. I've printed this page on vellum, which is just beautiful. I love printing on vellum. A little cluster. There's also wooden embellishments throughout as well. It's one of the tags in the kit that I've turned into a tuck spot, and one of the journaling cards from the kit. This page is actually from one of her kits that's called Dark Fantasy. But it went so well with this kit. Look, even the frog, that I just thought, oh, I've got to use that page in here. Just goes so beautifully. That's pink. I don't know if you can see it. It's actually quite a bright pink in real life. It's another journaling card from the kit. And this is a trifold tag that, again, comes with the kit and has journaling space inside. I am sorry if I seem to be rushing. I've tried to do this several times and it takes so long because of how big the kit is that I keep running out of space to film. So this is a double fabric pocket, and in here, this is one of the journaling cards, I think, from her Ladies Etymology kit. But again, it just goes so well with this Growth and Decay kit. And these are two of the tags from the Growth and Decay kit. It's just beautiful. Some lovely grungy baking paper there. Lots of stenciling, lots of stamping. Love this sari silk. It goes from like light green, dark green, orange, gold. It's just beautiful. Got a little muslin, no it's not. It's glassine bag, muslin bag. And two little pieces of embellishment. And again, you can journal on the back of those. This is my favourite page in the whole kit. I just love, can you see the colours in that? You see the leaf skeletons? Oh my gosh, it is gorgeous. Gorgeous. Again, this flips open. I'm going to move this slightly this way. I think, again, this was from the Ladies Etymology kit, but as you can see, it just works so beautifully. That's the back of my favourite page. This is an envelope in her kit, and I've just printed it on vellum and left it all unstuck, so that whoever gets this journal can do as they would like with that. Also beautiful. I was able to use up some of my really grungy, strange looking papers in this kit because they work perfectly. Just little thing. And this, as you can see, this is where I've used some of that vintage music paper, piano paper on the back. Tuck spot. You know, she's got owls in this kit. There are all sorts of plants and frogs and leaves and beetles and spiders and just all sorts of beautiful things. This is one of the plain pockets. The kit actually comes with a whole collection where there's tags and pockets that are completely undecorated, but with all the grungy, beautiful backgrounds so that you can decorate them yourself, which I love. You know, it gives us even more sort of value for money in a kit. And this is one of the pieces of ephemera that come with the kit that I've just backed onto some of this like Hessian burlap fabric. Journaling card, again from her Ladies Etymology kit. Lots of mushrooms in here. Some more of that sari silk that I love. There's another one of the photos that she's turned into a journaling card, and this I've just made into a large tuck spot. And then there's just a little bit of fabric here. It's beautiful. Can you see the flowers on there? It's just gorgeous. And this is the other side of the page from the Dark Fantasy kit. But again, look at the mushrooms and the colours. They just work so well. I really love this Growth and Decay kit. I mean, I love most of Release the Craftins kits, but I really love this Growth and Decay kit. Little tuck area in here. Little bag, little cluster decorating. I really hope you can see all these. This is from one of the pages in the actual kit itself that I've cut out and just used as a tuck spot, tuck area. And then some vintage music paper and an Edith Holden page that I've attached because I felt like Delphine would be out, she'd be hand drawing or painting the flowers and then writing on the back what's happening and where she can find things and what's happening each month. And yeah, she would just keep track throughout the book. Little crochet tuck spot with a little tea card with some flowers on and one of the tags in the kit, which again you can write on the back of if you wish. She's used lots of quotes in the kit as well, which I really love because I'm a huge lover of quotes. Some of them like this are on the page. Some of them, well, there's 4 plain pages that you print out and the quotes just at the bottom. And I'll show you how I use those in a couple of ways through the journal. So there's a little frog and mushroom again. Oh, just beautiful. Another one of her pages, and I've just added a little butterfly to the bottom. These embellishment pieces, some have vintage buttons on and vintage fabrics, so little tuck area here made from one of the pages, and this is a vintage leaf. There are 3 of these in the book. I know you're probably saying, how can a leaf be vintage? Well, I came across a book and it must have been from the 30s or 40s. It was a book for children, and it was talking about trees and plants and all those kind of things. And someone had obviously been learning how to identify trees through their leaves, because when I opened the book, I brought the book about a year and a half ago. When I opened the book, there were all these leaves that had been dried in there. So I've added a few of them throughout this journal. And this just flips open, little mushroom on there. Lots of little details. There's another one of those dried flowered epoxy pieces. Oh, I love this fabric. You'll see a big piece of this fabric that I've used in here. Lots of images of flowers and things. There's another little wooden embellishment there, and some stamping and some fabric. And this is how I've used some of the quotes. I've actually printed them out onto my tea stain paper, and they come out beautifully. And then this was a page in one of the pages of the kit that she's actually left just the white spaces so you can write in them, but I cut out one of the quotes that was on the plain pages and actually stuck it in here, and it looks like it's part of the page, so that works brilliantly. So that is growth. I am really sorry if I seem to be rushing this. I don't want to rush this journal, but I do want to get it filmed. And this is probably my, well, the other one was my first. This is my 3rd favourite page, because I do have the 2nd favourite page. I just love the colours on there, the reds and the browns, and she manages to get so much texture and so much in the actual page itself. So again, another little tuck spot with some metal embellishment corners and a little cross stitch piece. And then this opens up, lots of journaling space on there. And again, another one of the quotes that I've printed out, and you can actually see the leaf and everything that was on the page. It's come out beautifully. A little tuck using one of the pages, a journaling card. Just so much fun to work with this kit. It's so inspiring. Like I said, I got to use so many different papers, and another little crochet tuck spot with a little tea card in there. And wood and fabric. It's another one of her wall journaling cards that I've made into a tuck spot, and that's one of the tags in the kit. Backed onto some vintage music paper. I love this page. I don't know if you can see it, but it's all like pinks and blues, and I have no idea how I made that. It's the only page I've got like that, but it's in here. And this little bottle is another one of the pieces of ephemera that comes with the kit. There's another little dried epoxy embellishment. And then on this page, this little bottle is clear, but I just put a little mushroom in there because, you know, I'm sure she's collecting mushroom samples too. And even on her decorated pages, she does give you space on some of them to actually write, and lines and things. So she does think about decorative pages that work in a practical way, not just look beautiful. They do both things. This is another one of the vintage book pages. This is all about myrtle and how it can be used. Little bead there. And then this is a CD case that, again, I've used some of her papers to collage and some other bits and bobs, and a Tim Holtz ephemera piece. And then this is one of her papers on the back, so you can actually write on this. And then inside is another one of her wall journaling cards that I've cut down, and I've just backed in a way that you can actually write on, and that just fits in there. Little bee charm there. Beautiful page from a watercolour book. Really love that. And there's the other piece of that fabric. Oh, it is just beautiful. It's all the brown embroidery in this deep teal kind of colour. Works perfectly with the colour of the paper. And some more vintage book page. Another embellishment and a little butterfly. And stenciling. one of the pockets that comes in the kit. I mean, it's gorgeous. Look how big that is. Look at all the detail, and it's got dandelions. Oh, I love dandelions. They're so useful as well. Another journaling card that I've made, so you can write on the back of there. Little mushroom image. And then this is a page from, I think it's a lady's etymology kit, and I've cut it down to make it almost into a journaling card that then flips open. But again, it just works so well with the other kit. And this is another one of my grungy papers that I have no idea how I made, but I just love how it looks, and it works perfectly in here. This is another one of those vintage leaves that was in the book I was telling you about, and it is huge. So I've laminated it, attached it with an eyelet so that it moves. You can actually see both sides of the leaf. You can see it all. It looks beautiful. And that's just on there, so you could write behind it, and it, you know, or put something behind it, and it would look beautiful. And then this is one of her, I'm trying to see if you can see, I think you can just about see, it's another one of her pages that I've printed out onto vellum. Another pocket from the kit, and another journaling card from one of her other kits that you can journal on the back of. Beautiful pockets. Gorgeous, gorgeous. The wooden embellishment. And again, this is one of the pages from the kit, but you could write in white pen on this. Look at that brown. It actually looks like velvet. I mean, it's just, her kits are beautiful. I know I keep saying it, but they really are. And then this page always reminds me of Alice in Wonderland. True, the mushroom's a bit different, and this is a centipede, not a caterpillar. But it really does remind me of Alice in Wonderland. And there's a little wood mouse. Another beautiful grungy piece of tea-stained paper. And there's the page of the kit that I had cut down and made a tuck spot in another area, and I've just put a butterfly on there. This is my second favourite page in the whole kit. I am in love, just in love with this whole page and everything. So I made it the middle of the second signature because it just deserved to be. And again, you have the little leaves that I've stitched on there. Some beautiful sari silk there. Another little embellishment cluster. This comes in the kit. There's this one that's decorated, and there's also a plain one that comes in the kit. And then both of these tags are also from the kit. This one you can write on the front, so I've actually backed it on vintage book paper. And then this one has some of the vintage piano music paper on there, so you can write on that, and that just goes in that little tuck spot with some tea-stained lace. There's that little frog that I had cut down to make a large journaling card, the envelope tuck spot. Just gorgeous. Look at these browns. Every time I look at a page, I see something I hadn't seen when I first looked at it. Another one of the quotes that I've printed out on this paper. And there's the other side of that. Can you see it? I really want to get to see the vellum. Some more little mushrooms, black lace. Another tuck spot with these gorgeous cards that are made from her own photographs. A little bit. This little envelope actually comes in the kit itself, so a bit of stenciling inside. Put that there like that. And another double tuck spot fabric pocket little journaling card. And this is the third vintage leaf that I've made into a little tag there. Just thought it was so decorative. The really large one in the other tuck spot I did think could be used as a bookmark if you wanted to. This is a large tag from the kit. I love these tags, the way she's made it look like fabric. Gorgeous. And I made this tuck spot out of one of the pages. A little brass tree charm there. A butterfly. And another vintage image of this gorgeous flower that, again, I thought, well, you can actually write on the back of it as well. I thought Delphine might have hand painted on her travels. And a little embellishment cluster. And the other side, that gorgeous watercolour magazine page. Little tuck spot down here with another one of the tags from the kit. Honestly, you do get so much in this kit. And again, there's space to write on this one. Can you see the lines? Beautiful mushrooms. And you can see it's gone from sort of lighter, trying to find a page back here, lighter pages into really dark. This is one of the pages from the kit, but it's an empty photo frame. So I've used this image and sort of stitched around it. It just blends so well. It looks really good. Another gorgeous sort of weird pinky brown. Really need to do some more dyeing and playing. This is one of the journaling cards from the kit. It's just beautiful. And then this opens up and it's got like a pale blue papers. Some more vintage music paper with more of this gorgeous fabric. And the last of the epoxy stickers. You might be able to see the little flowers in there. So that's there. And then this is another fabric pocket. And instead of the beautiful spring flowers, we have rose petals that I've dried myself. And they're like this deep purpley red. So that is what you have in the second signature. Sorry if I just hit the camera there. That's another tag from the kit, and I've just used another one of those tea cards as a tuck area. Another wooden embellishment, and that's the end of that signature. So in the front we have, I've taken one of her plain tags and just simply put fabric on it, and this little beaded sari kind of embellishment, and you can write on the back. That's that piano paper again. Simple but really effective. And then this is one of the large cards from the kit, and I've turned it into a tuck spot on the back. Again, writing space and just a few pieces of ephemera from my stash. And if we go to this side, you've just got a simple journaling card. And then this is one of the plain tags from the kit that I've used the back of the envelope that comes with the kit and turned it into a side tuck. And then both of these are little tags that come with the kit that sort of got ferns on the back. I've added the ferns. And then this is some vintage book page and piano paper. So that's in there. So that is Delphine. I'm hoping even if she gets chunkier, you'll still be able to kind of use this flip and keep her protected. So yeah, this is Delphine. I hope you like her. This kit has been an absolute joy to work with. Like I said, her pages and her kits are so full of detail and so full of texture. They're just beautiful. And it was just so inspiring to work with that I came up with this whole story of a lady who lives in the woods, the little forest witch who would carry this with her wherever she went on her travels and write about what she's found. And sorry, I was doing that completely off screen. And yeah, that is Delphine. So I will leave all the links to Release the Craftin, who you can find on Etsy, eBay, not eBay, sorry, rephrase that. You can find her on Etsy, on Instagram, and here on YouTube. So I will leave those links down below. I will leave any other links to other things down below. I'll also leave a link to my Etsy shop where I will be, where Delphine will be, and other things. And also I now have a completely public craft Instagram, Bellaboo Creations 2020. So if you want to find me on Instagram, I will put that information down below as well. And once again, thank you to all my wonderful subscribers and your support. I really hope you enjoyed this flip through and it wasn't too quick, even though this is still a super long video. And thank you if you have stuck with me. Any questions or any comments, I would love to hear. Just put them in the comments below, because I always love reading everyone's comments. And if there was anything you wanted to ask, because you know, wanted clarification because it was a bit quick, then please do ask below. I think that's it. Thank you so much, and I will be back again soon. Bye.